So I'm recording for all my vegan and mainly for them and my vegetarian friends. I see my son is struggling. He went from vegan to vegetarian to pescatarian. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to boil this potatoes first for a bit. I'm going to make something called picaditas or sopecitos, and you can either have them for breakfast or lunch. And it takes some work, but I understand that being vegan or vegetarian, more than anything, you have to prepare your meals so that you won't starve to death. Like my son, I see him eating pizza, and instead of losing weight, he gained weight. So make sure that the water covers the potatoes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna boil these potatoes for a bit. They don't have to be fully cooked because we're gonna fry them as well. But I'm boiling them, and I'm putting full blast right here until the water starts boiling. I will show you later. And since so I'm gonna use 2 tomatoes, half an onion. Look at the size of this onion. I'm gonna use some cilantro. I like cilantro. You don't have to put cilantro. You can put different things, be creative about it. But I like cilantro, and since I like garlic a lot, I think I'm gonna use 2. So I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna dice everything. And I know you're looking at this. This is the maseca, and it's I like this one. There are different type of brands out there, but I like this one with the brown bag, the gluten-free. And I will tell you, I mean, it tastes delicious. So let me chop this, let me dice it, and then I'll get back to you. You can see the potatoes are boiling, so I'm gonna leave it. It's 10:19. I'm gonna cook them for maybe let's try 5 minutes and see what that turns out. If they soften enough, I'll let you know. Okay, you can see that it's boiling. And this is an electric stove, and you know that even if you turn it off, it doesn't turn off immediately. So if you have an electric stove, then at 5 minutes perhaps you want to turn it off and then be done with it. So it's been 4 minutes. It was 10:19 and now it's 10:22. At 10:25, I'm gonna turn it off and then just let it, cook with whatever heat is left up with. And here it is. I already chopped. Like I said, this is a medium size. Medium size onion. If you like onion a lot, then you can put a whole lot. But remember, 2 Roma tomatoes, just a little bit of cilantro, and 2 garlic cloves. I love them. And I don't put my whatever peelings or vegetables or whatever that I don't use. We usually recycle them and throw them in whatever plants we have out there. But since we're trying to make a garden, we just throw it out there where the garden it's going to be. I'm gonna put everything here. You don't have to separate them. I'm just gonna pour it in there. Look, so here it is. You don't have to mix it or anything. I just want to show you, but I'm gonna use it in my potatoes once I prep them. Okay, so I already turned it off right here, and they still boiling. Once again, the electric stove takes forever to completely turn off. So if you're doing a gas stove, cook them for 10 minutes in medium heat or just full. What you want to do is you want to poke them and see that they are soft enough where your fork or knife goes through. So look, in this case, so see, they still hard. They still very, this one is kind of soft. Okay. So, but what happens that once the stove turns completely off, by then it would be 10 minutes. So I'll be back. Once again, if you're using a gas stove, cook them probably up to 15 minutes on a gas stove in medium heat. That would suffice. What I'm gonna do now, I'm taking the potatoes out and I'm gonna let them cool off for a bit because I don't want to burn my hands whenever I'm cutting them up. So right here. Oops, this is kind of difficult with this plastic tongue here. Okay, so there, I'm just gonna let them sit there. Well, not really there. So I will put them here and then just dump the water. Yeah. Now I'm gonna put them back there. There's no water. I'm just gonna you know, let them cool off there, and then I will show you once I start dicing them. Thank you. I decided to put them in cold water because they were taking too long to cool off, so they're just resting here in cool water. This is my mother's kitchen, and this is a plastic knife. Can you believe that? And I just want to see if it's gonna cut potatoes the same way this knife will cut them. So let's check this out. Okay, so they are cool enough. I can hold them. So, hey, check this out. This is a plastic knife and it does cut. So you can peel them, and I like them with the skin. But I guess my mother doesn't. Look, I just want to show you. Isn't this cool? Look, it does cut. Okay, so here it is. Look, and I'm gonna dice it. This is how I've been dicing the potatoes, just like this. And as you can see, still a little bit hard. You don't want it real mushy or yeah, just mushy. Look, and this is the size. So it depends on how you like them, but since I'm gonna make them in little. In my picaditas, they are not too big. I guess this is the perfect size, but yeah. Okay, so I turn on my pan right here, and I'm gonna put I'm gonna put 4 tablespoons of olive oil. This is the olive oil I like to use. So here 3 and 4. See, 4 tablespoons, and I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit. You can't burn this oil because it's so heavy that it turns black, and it's not okay. So here it is. Okay, and then I'm gonna put my diced potatoes in there. Okay, so I believe the oil is hot enough, and if you want to know if it's hot enough, then you just put it there. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the potatoes in there, and I'm going to lower the heat. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to fry. And I see that I think I'm gonna put, instead of 4 tablespoons of olive oil, I'm gonna put 1 more because I see that I have more potatoes than I projected. So cook the potatoes for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, moving them occasionally, and I'm gonna I like to use the salt. How much? I don't know, probably with this, maybe 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm gonna do this. Yep, just enough. I put more. I go by 2 pinches of salt. I'm an old-fashioned cook, so yes. Well, you know, whenever I was learning to cook, it was a pinch of that, a pinch of this. So yeah. So my potatoes have cooked. They've been cooking for 8 minutes. And now I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper. I don't have black pepper in here. Hold on, let me look for something else. Now I found my black pepper right here. So I'm gonna put black pepper. It depends how much you like the flavor. I love it a lot, so I'm gonna put a lot. But that's black pepper. And don't bring your potatoes, you know, just kind of let them not just cook. If you want them brown a little bit, then you want to leave them there longer. But I have cooked them so far for 9 minutes, stirring them occasionally, and I'm gonna keep on doing that for another probably 3 more minutes. Okay, so it's been cooking for 15 minutes, and this should suffice. So I'm gonna pour my vegetables in there, and then I'm gonna mix them as well. Okay, so here it is, and then we're gonna get them mixed to, you know, to marry all the, you know, our tomato with the potatoes, and then you will see the final product in a few minutes. Okay, so my potatoes are already cooked. How do I know? Because if I pinch them or I'm gonna bite them, I wash my hands. Okay, so yes, they are already cooked. What I'm gonna do right now, flavor is good, so you want to put salt to taste. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover them and then simmer them and turn the stove. I was cooking them in low heat, but if you want to speed the time or whatever, you can go up as high as you want, but please don't burn them. You know, stir them every now and then. So I'm gonna simmer them. I'm gonna turn this off here, and I cook them for 30 minutes here, you know. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let them there, and I'm gonna move them a little bit from the heat. Remember what I told you, if it's an electric stove, it just keep on cooking, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna move them away from here. Okay, I end up peeling them. Look, these are the peels right here, and I end up peeling them because my mother doesn't like the potatoes with the peel not there. So she said, aren't you gonna do it? So I want to please my mom, and that's what I did. I took the peels. And like I mentioned, I don't throw this away because we recycle it and we put it as a compost in our garden. So next I'm going to make the dough, the tortilla dough, and we like to buy this. So that's what we are using. And what I do, we're going to use warm water, just lukewarm, doesn't have to be hot, because otherwise you will be cooking the dough, the flour, you know, instead of turning it into a dough, it's gonna be cooked. And I had already done this. We had some tortillas earlier here, and I'm just going to fix it, but this is the consistency that you want. Look, okay, I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this warm water just to bring it to a consistency, to even out my dough. Okay, and this is fine. I would just put just a little tiny bit. The dough is ready. And look, see, this is the consistency that you want, and this is the size of the little balls that you want to have. See, okay, not too big. So this is my tortilla maker, and what I do, I put that plastic there and this one, and I'm just gonna press a little bit. You're gonna be saying, let me see how big. Okay, I would just want them a little bit bigger, so I'm going to squeeze them a little bit more. And this is the size I want for my picaditas. Okay, isn't that nice? And what do? I'm gonna grab them like this. Okay, and I'm gonna put them here. The comal was hot enough, but I guess not superly duperly hot. Has to be hot. Can you see the smoke coming out of this? Okay, so you touch it and it's not cooked yet. See how it's changing around the edges? That means, see, you could see that it's cooked around here. Look. So now you can turn it over. Okay. Since the comal is hot, you want to find according to my stove, I'm gonna keep it at 6 right there. Not too hot, not too cold. And you have to get that feeling that the dough, that this is cooked. So you just kind of turn them over like 1 and then 2 times, and that's that. And you could see how the dough changes around it. So this is already ready to be pinched. They are called picaditas because when they are really hot, you go around and just pinch them like this. Oh, yeah, it's really hot. Sometimes you have to put cold water. Yeah, like cold water. Ooh, so you won't get burnt. Okay. But let me tell you something. You don't have to do this. Oh, they are hot. You really don't. You can just eat them like that and don't pinch them. But we like to do that because it's a traditional thing. So like this, I'm gonna make many and then you will see. And I think I want to lower this because this stuff is 2.5 because it heats really, a lot. So I already turned them once, and then I'm going to turn this one already around, and then this one as well. And see, that one is getting puffy, so yeah. And you're going to be wondering and saying, bye, Dolores, but I don't have a tortilla maker. I just want to let you know that if you're vegetarian, you need a tortilla maker or a a sope maker. We Mexicans call it sopes, but in other parts of somewhere in the world, including El Salvador, they call them picaditas. Why? I don't know. You don't need a tortilla maker. All you need is your disposition, okay, to make this, like the sope, or with the palm of your hand, okay, and you get the same results. And you even exercise your hand. So it's here. It's not as perfect as the one in the machine, but hey, look. Okay, I'm gonna cook it. And I'm not necessarily teaching you how to be on a diet, because we like to most of these picaditas or fry. You can fry them or put a little bit of oil, but you don't have to. Just like this are perfect. Just make sure that you cook them well. And these are perfect, and you just put your food in there, whatever you're gonna use, and that's that. You can also refrigerate this, or yeah, put them in the freezer, and when you're ready to eat them, just fry them or put a little bit of oil and then heat them up. So here I'm gonna put once again, we use the olive oil only because because it's a good thing to use. And as you know, people in Europe don't suffer what we Latinos or Americans suffer, which is diabetes. So I'm going to wait a little bit for this to heat up, but you can also use the corn oil, vegetable oil, whichever you like. My mother likes corn oil, and some things we do deep. If we're going to do deep frying, we don't use this because it doesn't give the results that we're expecting. And see, this is the one I made handmade. This was handmade. I'm going to turn off the stove. See, you can just eat them like this. If it gets puffy like this, that means that it's already cooked. Look, It's puffy. Look. Ooh. Once again, buy yourself a tortilla maker. Not as big as this one. We have a big family and my mother gets a lot of people, a lot of children and grandkids and great grandkids come over. So we have this big one, but they sell little ones. And you can also just do it by hand, but buy one. So it's not hot yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna put it all the way up. So see, they are frying there. Ooh. And you fry them for about 3 minutes on one side once the oil is hot, or 2 minutes. You get that feeling, because if it starts burning, then please turn it over. I already turned them over. Look. And I just let them for another, maybe it's 12:02, so maybe 1 minute. Some people like them really, really hard, you know, like deep fry, and they will use the corn oil and deep fry them, but I don't. I just like the fry flavor. And actually, some of these are for mom. I'm just gonna use whatever left over, just a little bit of the oil that it's left over. I was gonna tell you, I'm not a vegan and I'm not vegetarian, but I see my son, like I mentioned before, just suffering and starving himself and eating just stuff that, you know, a bag of chips or pizza all day long and stuff like that. I just grew up very poor and there was not a lot of meat available back then, or people couldn't afford it. So people became creative as in what to eat, and then food that will keep us filled, you know, completely full, so, or fill with, you know, whatever. So here it is, and I'm gonna show you. So they are ready to take out. I'm gonna do them. Okay, so we have here, okay, I want to show you. We have a guacamole salsa, you know, made in el molcajete, handmade. And this is not spicy. This is just, you know, so you won't eat your, you know, your picaditas or sopes dry. This is sour cream. And this is dry cheese, is de cotija. And this is quesón. You know what? This tastes more like ricotta cheese, kind of. And I put some epazote herbs there. And I'm going to show you how to fix them. No critiques. Hey, my mother. Anyway, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to put sour cream here. And I wash my hands, so I'm going to put this. It's called requesón. Requesón. Okay. And I'm going to put some of this molcajete sauce right here. Aquí, just it's really spicy, so I'm going to put a little tiny bit. Okay. That's that. This one, I'm going to put some guacamole. Nothing else. See right here. Woo-hoo. Right here. And I'm going to get my potatoes. Hold on. And remember the potatoes that I cook. Look, isn't this good right here? You grab some of this cheese right here. Right here. And then this salsa that is not spicy. Esta, aquí, esta salsita that it's not spicy. Y lo vamos a poner aquí. Mira. En el sope. Then you enjoy it with a nice coffee. Look at this. Sí o no está delicioso? It is delicious. Why do you starve? Look at this. Whatever leftovers you have, like I said, you don't have to pinch them or, you know, do that. You can just have them like this and then let them cool off and then just save them. Put them in a plastic bag and put them in your refrigerator. It should be very good for a few days. I do not, if you freeze them, I'm sure that they will last longer. And then after you unfreeze them, then you should fry them. But for now, you can just eat them like that. If you want to save time and say, no, that's way too much for me, just like this. Put everything on it and you'll be happy. Look at this. I mean, this could be your breakfast, your lunch, your brunch, your dinner, and that's that. Instead of just grabbing a bag of chips or a slice of pizza. So these are leftovers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 left, and I'm gonna put them in the Ziploc bag. And you can just put the date, or if you're gonna eat them the same week, then that's fine. You know, just make plenty, and you know how much you eat. Just make enough to where you're gonna put them here, and just save them. And since my very favorite ones are the potato ones with this hot and spicy sauce, I do eat, but not, see? Okay, woohoo. And I made one of requesón, or like the ricotta cheese. Look at this. And please enjoy your meal. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. May you have a blessed day.